With your community selected, let's now get on to base building. Your base is your home in State of Decay 2 Juggernaut Edition, and it's essential to keep it running smoothly. In this section, we will cover the basics of base building, including how to choose a good location, what facilities to build, and how to defend your base from zombie attack. The main starter base in Trumbull Valley is going to be Checkpoint Delta, and that's where you start right outside of. You'll also see a vehicle with a trunk and several rucksacks. You can only carry one rucksack at a time. However, you can give them to your little traveling companions.
To settle down.
Once you've gathered up the rucksacks, head on over to the base and make yourself at home.
This is it, I say. In we go.
Your home will probably already be home to several unwanted visitors, so you'll need to clear them out before cleaning the home. Make sure you have your other survivors equipped with the best weapons that they can so that they can help defend the base if you're not there.
Yeah, I like that idea. Our first priority has to be gathering materials. We'll need them to improve this place.
Once you've claimed the base, you can now drop off the rucksacks that you received in the trunk of the car. You may need to chase your other guy down to find him, but once that's done, then you'll be able to build your workshop and infirmary. I prefer to go to the base screen to make any type of changes to my base and or the outposts.
I'm glad we've already got a start on building this base up into something real.
Next, let's recruit some help and go looking for supplies.
Yo, I need a hand. You down?
Okay.
Hold it down, culeros. I'll be back.
I like to go directly across the street, check out the camp down there because I can often find some good supplies.
That could be worse.
Especially in the beginning, you should be sprinting everywhere you go. You're trying to tire yourself out and increase your cardio skill. That will give you more stamina.
I'm starting to fade.
After scavenging the fuel from the campsite, I'm able to now fill up the car. As you saw earlier, a trunk of a car is able to hold multiple rucksacks, even though the person themselves can only carry one at a time.
Looks like a plague heart owns
You
this
can
turf.
see the quest
Better be ready for
over there
plague
to the
zombies.
right. It's got the orange diamond over it.
Ugh, smells like I just wandered into the wrong part of town.
How's it going?
One of the first quests that you'll get is to retrieve some plague samples. and the NPC will even tell you some of the best ways to get them.
The best place to find them is in the territory around a plague heart. Those things basically infect their whole environment.
Here we see the location of the plague heart and the area that's affected by it.
Destroy the plague heart itself to get a bunch of samples. That's more dangerous.
During character selection, I mentioned the 3 skills that we were looking to start off with.
Helping out like this is a
Here
good way
you
to
see
make
I
friends.
just maxed out my craftsmanship skill
Let's hope
and
this
can
pays
now
off. We could use
upgrade it
allies
to
out here.
construction. When you max out those skills, they allow you to specialize. Here we're going to pick construction for our specialization. Back to those plague samples. Right now we're going to try and farm them with our car. When possible, try and hit them with the rear end of the car to save yourself some engine damage and possibly a flamed out vehicle. You can always repair your vehicle, but eventually it gets expensive. We're looking for some plague samples that look like a pill dropped on the ground. Since we're near the plague heart, let's see if we can attract some zombies by hitting the horn. Down the bottom left, you'll see the ripple effects that happen as noise is made. That's what attracts the zombies. As this fight progresses, look at the stamina bar and the effect that it has on my swings as it's going down. It gets to where I can barely swing the axe itself. We'll let our stamina recharge as we grab this plague sample. Back in our car, we're now looking for the second plague sample so that we can complete the quest. There's one. Dodge is an important skill that can be used offensively. Here you see me dodge behind and then execute.
Boom. That's
You
it.
always want to be picking up plague samples, not just to complete the quest, but later you'll need them for plague cures and other craftables. Bloaters are also something to watch
Spotted a
out
bloater
for.
here.
The plague zone itself covers it up on the map. But there he is, right in the middle. I don't have a ranged weapon to pop him, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and taunt him a little bit. Get him to start running. Once he starts running and he's acquired, just run away from him instead of his range. He eventually explodes and leaves a noxious pile of gas. This gas does do damage if you come into contact with it. This is a regular bloater. Yes, there are plague bloaters, and they do a lot more damage. Turning in quests will usually get you
With these
influence
plague
and goodies.
samples, I can make something that'll cure blood plague if one of us
Here,
gets
he gave me a
infected.
rucksack.
We're happy to share the recipe if you need it.
Gracias, vato.
Rucksacks are heavy and cumbersome. As a general rule, you shouldn't fight with them on because the increased weight will drain through your stamina more quickly. Here you see the weight drop when I put it in the trunk.
Hey, listen up. If we don't get some more meds, we're gonna be fucked.
And now free to check out other buildings. Always be on the lookout and scavenging for materials and supplies. At the end of the day, this game is all about scavenging for materials and supplies. In the earlier parts, such as
long as
the
that
standard
plague heart's around,
difficulty level,
this
it's
place
not
ain't
as
ever gonna
bad.
feel
But
safe.
when you get to the lethal
Cool, I
difficulty
know that guy.
level, supplies really do come at a premium.
Check this out. Okay, that's heavy.
Another zombie to watch out for is one called a screamer. I'll approach this one and see if I can't get it to aggro. The shriek is loud and irritating and can be disorienting and cause damage if you're close, as you'll see it do to my windows here. The biggest problem with screamers is that they call other zombies to the area with their loud shrill. Getting back to base, it's now time to unload supplies. That's usually easiest by the trunk of the vehicle. From the trunk, you can unload both the trunk and your personal inventory. This saves you from having to go inside just to drop off your stuff. I want to take a little pause here to ask and that I would appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel.
If we don't find more
Like
ammo,
this
these guns are
video,
gonna become
click the
fancy
bell
war
icon for
stuff.
channel notifications, and like any other videos that you find entertaining. Click the next video for resource management.